What a wild first night on the job for Eamon Payton as commissioner.
I think Eamon's going to be
Introducing first, he roams the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping. He weighs in tonight at 191 pounds. He is the Neon Ninja, Facade!
The Neon Ninja Facade making his return here to Victory Championship Wrestling. He is one half of the Neon Blondes. We saw his tag team partner Danny Lowe in action earlier, hoping for a better result for Facade as he goes up against a longtime foe, Ricardo Rodriguez.
a truly international star. Facade has been everywhere, all across the United States, Japan, India, Mexico, the United Kingdom. If it's a place on the map, chances are Facade has competed there. He is a true globetrotter. He is a true international professional superstar. But here in McMecken, West Virginia, he has a tall task ahead of him.
Not only a world travel performer, but also a risk taker, a high flyer, a daredevil.
And his opponent,
But he's going up against someone who has competed under the brightest lights, someone who has been to the big dance and succeeded beyond all
making his Victory
expectations.
Championship Wrestling debut, former WWE superstar, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Own right, and he has been turning heads match after match after match since his return to independent professional wrestling.
We are in for a true treat here. As you said, these two have competed against one another in the past. And that's why I said many pundits have been anticipating having these two in the same ring at the same time. Referee George Ross assigned this contest. There is the bell. The aerial showcase is on. And partner, I'm glad that you and I get to call this matchup.
Absolutely, fist bump at the top in those two contests. Facade has yet to score a victory of any kind over Ricardo Rodriguez.
Collar and elbow tie-up gets us started.
We do know that Facade is a risk taker and a high flyer, a daredevil. It'll be in the best interest of Ricardo Rodriguez to try and keep Facade grounded.
And look at the way that Facade was twisting on the digits of Ricardo Rodriguez.
We can expect to see a lot of high-impact offense by Facade. This is not a joke. This is not hyperbole. Facade will literally jump off of anything he can. You have to take out an extra insurance policy anytime Facade is announced on a card because of how much property damage he has done in the name of achieving victory.
Body lock here from Facade, trying to control the posture of Ricardo Rodriguez, who works his way back up to a vertical base.
If you are using what I refuse to refer to as anything other than Twitter, please use the hashtag VCWGoBig. Join the conversation. Let people know they can tune in right now on IndieWrestling.us to see Facade against Ricardo Rodriguez in what so far has been an on-the-mat clinic.
And for our fans that may be unaware, Jason, the Lucha Libre style will attack both sides of the body, both right and left. So you can look for offense from absolutely any angle like that right there.
And now Ricardo Rodriguez begging off for a moment, trying to catch his breath, but there are no timeouts in professional wrestling. Facade giving Ricardo Rodriguez a moment of grace.
Well, there is a level of respect between these two, because Ricardo Rodriguez knows the international reputation of Facade, and Facade knows the in-ring ability of Ricardo Rodriguez.
Now, these two have trained together at Three Legacies Wrestling, but respect only goes so far. There is a lot of pride in these competitors, especially when Facade knows that he is going into this match 0-2 in a career record against Ricardo Rodriguez.
Up and over he goes. Facade avoids the contact.
We have seen Facade victorious here in Victory Championship Wrestling against Jace Carr. Wants to maintain an undefeated record here in VCW. Upper body strength and balance on display, seemingly luring Ricardo Rodriguez in.
And look at the balance of Facade. All-inspiring agility.
Facade, no slouch in Lucha Libre as well, blends a lot of different styles. The Neon Ninja is neon because he wants you to see him coming. He does not sneak up on anything. He is loud and fast and brash.
Rodriguez avoided the contact, but this is wise wrestling from Ricardo Rodriguez, slowing the pace down, grinding Facade to a halt, like that right there. Caught him coming into the ropes.
Luring Facade in.
As you said, respect only goes so far. It's about wins and losses and going to the pay window at the end of the night.
Ricardo Rodriguez saw the opening, hit right into the center of the chest. The thing about the high cardio offense of Facade, you need to be able to breathe. Anything that Ricardo can do to grind down Facade, to interfere with his breathing, with his cardio, is going to be very effective, particularly against someone like the aerosol assassin.
And to your point, Jason, when you don't get that oxygen into the body, the lactic acid builds up in the muscles.
There ain't nothing worse than lactic acid. Only one by Ricardo Rodriguez. And you saw not only was Facade kicking out, desperately reaching for that rope, knowing it'll force the break. It also takes a lot less exertion to grab the rope than it does to effect a kick out.
And Ricardo Rodriguez has Facade tied up like a pretzel.
Never seen that before, forcing Facade's head and upper chest into the knee. Minimal effort, maximum impact by Ricardo Rodriguez, and that gets two. Smart wrestling by Ricardo Rodriguez.
We saw that submission style from Ricardo Rodriguez. That's the llave style in Lucha Libre. It's referred to that submission base, which is very mat technical.
Well, Rodriguez was using his knee not only as a fulcrum, but also the point of contact.
Shoulders down.
Trying to push down on the heels was Facade. And while there was a momentary flurry by the Neon Ninja, Ricardo Rodriguez has maintained control. Both legs hooked, tried to lace the fingers together to get an even deeper cover.
Yeah, it's called an S-grip. And that really, what you're able to do is maximize the leverage you have to tighten up on that pinfall attempt.
Now going outside for the first time, forcing some pressure again onto that chest of Facade. We saw kicking earlier, and now really trying to keep the pressure quite literally on the chest, the sternum, the lungs of Facade.
And again, to your point, Rodriguez immediately trying to restrict the breathing of the Neon Ninja.
It's very hard to fly when you cannot breathe. Facade is not a one-note fighter. He can do so many things, but his strongest offense is his feet, his ability to jump off the ropes. If you ground him, you are taking away a significant portion of what makes Facade special.
And I believe Rodriguez is not endearing himself to the VCW crowd or Facade himself. I believe Rodriguez understands the reputation that he has. As you said, he's been under the brightest lights.
Rodriguez has been to the top of the mountain. At this point, it does not matter what other people think about him. He knows that he's a success. He's been there. It's now about wins. It's now about money. It's now about pride.
And Facade finds himself on the wooden floor.
Ricardo Rodriguez has been an inspiration to people before, and it did not get him where he wanted to be. It is no longer about inspiring people. It's no longer about capturing hearts and minds. It is now about capturing wins. And the only people he wants to inspire are professional wrestlers that will sign up to be trained by a winner if he wins this match.
And the violence is escalating here because they're outside amongst that solid steel post, as you highlighted earlier, those wooden floor, the steel guardrails.
Quick strikes now by Facade, and Ricardo Rodriguez was trying to escape inside. Facade would not let him, literally dragging Facade out of the ring just to kick him. I told you, he will jump off of anything and everything. We had to get extra insurance just because of Facade and Rob Van Dam-esque drop.
He launched himself at Rodriguez.
High risk, questionable reward as of now. He did get the contact on Rodriguez, but will Facade get in time, or will he get counted out due to his unique offense?
Very innovative, but as you said, very risky.
You can't win a match outside the ring. You can do a lot of damage, but that is always a question of tactics. And now Ricardo Rodriguez wisely all the way in the ropes where no damage can be done. Holds are not legal in the ropes.
Cover here. Facade barely escapes, and the sign of a true pro, Rodriguez evenly distributed the weight on the shoulders of Facade.
Starting to see the emotion leak out of Ricardo Rodriguez, though. Starting to see frustration build. A frenetic energy is different than a controlled energy.
And Rodriguez is willing to take a risk of his own. I apologize.
No, Ricardo Rodriguez going up. No one is home.
Rodriguez could be getting desperate here, Jason.
Facade has always been powered by the cheers of the people. He draws their energy into himself, tries to focus it through his strikes, especially that kunai kick he uses where he walks the ropes. And now battering Ricardo Rodriguez with a barrage of strikes.
And this is the playbook of Facade.
Channeling that chi, calm, cool, collected. The Neon Ninja with the Pele kick.
Caught Rodriguez right on the butt. So dynamic is the Neon Ninja.
It is time to do something wild. Shifting gears.
Impromptu offense from Facade.
And catching Ricardo Rodriguez with the moonsault dead center. Facade wondering what it's going to take to finally get this elusive win over someone who has become such a heated rival in a short time. Remember, he is 0-2 against Ricardo Rodriguez at this time.
Facade will not allow this opportunity to walk past him here.
Channeling for the kunai kick, but Ricardo Rodriguez had it scouted.
Oh, man. What
Neckbreaker.
impact.
Ricardo Rodriguez rolling over immediately, maintaining at least some kind of contact with Facade despite the desolation, it seems like. And now the fans are beginning to get into the head of Ricardo Rodriguez. Maybe starting to doubt himself.
Well, we've highlighted his global reputation. He doesn't want to be a stepping stone for anyone.
You know, Ricardo Rodriguez has a lot to prove. He feels like he was never taken seriously in WWE as a wrestler. He was an accessory wants to prove that he has always belonged at the top, specifically for his abilities and as a competitor. Devastating kick right to the back of the head by Facade to Rodriguez.
Facade is really hitting on all cylinders here. Could be a highlight reel moment for the Neon Ninja.
Is he going to be able to walk the ropes and hit that kunai kick? He does. He's finished so many with this move, and he does it!
Here is your winner, the Neon Ninja, Facade!
Hard fought and long sought. This victory is so meaningful to Facade. He can put that dragon to bed. It has been slain. Finally, Facade has defeated Ricardo Rodriguez.
We've talked about Facade having victories all over the planet. Japan, England, India, Mexico. But he had a career-defining victory here today in McMecken, West Virginia, inside of a VCW ring, because finally, as you said, Facade able to get that elusive victory over Ricardo Rodriguez.
Facade has been wrestling for quite a long time. He is a veteran, over 10 years in wrestling, but it is very, very easy to make the case that finally, right now, in 2023, Facade is reaching the peak of his career, his physical abilities. He is putting it all together and scoring wins against top talent, rising to be the cream, maybe beyond just independent wrestling, but is he a future title contender here in VCW? The Neon Ninja is currently undefeated here in Victory Championship Wrestling. Some harsh words seemingly being exchanged between Rodriguez and Facade. Rodriguez said, "You can't do that again." And I don't think this is the last time, whether here or elsewhere, we're going to see Facade and Rodriguez go against each other in the ring. We have one big match left to go. Our huge main event. It was made earlier tonight. Unexpectedly, Remy LeVay will